Alright, today's Saturday, August 18th, and I put about 5 hours in this thing. I got the rear coil springs in. That was an unusual pain in the ass. Usually they go in pretty easy. Usually you can like teeter-tot the rear end and pop them in, but for some reason, I don't know if it was because of the new bushings or what, but they were not going in. So I had to go rent a coil spring compressor. So I got this thing, got it at Napa. I was going to buy it, but they wanted $80-some, so I said no, I'll just rent it for free. But this just it compresses on the outside of the coil. It's for struts. That's what it said. McPherson struts or whatever, but it worked. So what I did was I was able to jack up the frame high enough on one side to pop one in, and then I only had to compress the other side. It wasn't that bad, but I've never had to do that before. So that was in, and then I tightened up all the bolts and ran the brake lines. So I got these nice little stainless brackets. So you just got your typical brake hose to this strap, stainless strap, and it ain't going nowhere. So it just straps around the axle, and it has one of them things you wedge in there to keep it in place. In fact, that needs to be hit again. And I ran the brake lines. They didn't really fall in place like you would expect, so it took a little bit of bending to make it work. Same thing on this end, just a rubber hose to the same kind of strap to the T or whatever, to the rubber brake hose. Actually, in the previous video, I had the hose in the wrong hole. I had it in this hole, so I was wondering why the hose wasn't long enough. And I saw that hole, so I got it backwards. So that's new stainless line all the way to the front. And I started messing with the emergency brakes. Like I said, I've never done this rear end before, so it was all kind of new to me, but it really can only go one way, so it ain't really that hard. It's just a cable with a little C-clip around it, and then it wedges in this, and then when you push your pedal, that moves, that compresses your pads, and that's your emergency brake. And then I came over here and I actually I bought some of these at the hardware store because I was thinking I was have to use them for the fuel lines, but the tabs on the frame were still good, so I went ahead and used it for that. And it does the job. And it comes through here. Same thing, got a little C-clip right there. And that's about where I stopped. I can't get the shocks in because it needs weight. It needs weight on here to be able to bolt them down, but all the brake lines are tightened down. Suspension's tightened down. Just need the shocks. Still got to put the pan hard bar, which that's going to be a job. And then I think I do the drive shaft next. New U-joints. And that's going to do it. I went ahead and got new stainless line this round. Brake line on the last car. I left the brake line on there for powder coat. Got it sandblasted and powder coated. Came back, looked good. And then once the car was done, I don't know, about 6 months, I was going down the highway and pedal went to the floor. I didn't have no brakes. And I didn't hook up the emergency brake either, so it's kind of scary. I was going about 65 down the highway and I had no brakes, so I just kind of had to limp on home. But I would recommend definitely doing the entire front to back stainless lines. Safety, and this one I'm definitely going with emergency brake cables, new e-brakes, so doing this one with a little more safety in mind. But that's about it for today. Like I say, these back springs were a real pain in the ass. Usually they just pop in there, but not today. But we got it, so stay tuned. I think the next video might do drive shaft or emergency brake. Go ahead and finish the emergency brake. I have to do a little bit of research to see. I forgot how it goes back together. And then start painting body. So stay tuned.